It's September 2020 and we have officially reached the era of online everything. Online church, online dating, and now online school. Now, just because you're not physically in school doesn't mean that y'all can act like you're not in school, because guess what?
You're still in school.
This is what I get so far. That's small thing,
I have now completed my first week back to school during COVID, and y'all, I was really like, okay, I have everything planned out. I know how to do online learning. I'm a self-motivated individual. I'm pretty organized. But let me tell you, first week didn't come to play. So in this video, I am going to give you guys some tips to navigate going back to school during COVID. These are tips for success, okay? These are tips that are going to help you stay on top of the game so that you don't end up falling behind and failing or not doing well in your program or your course. Okay, so I have broken this down into three main categories. The first one is time management and organization. The second one is to make sure you build community with your peers and your profs. And the third one is self-care. Okay, so I cannot stress time management and organization enough, y'all. Even when you were physically going into classes, time management and organization is so important, right? If you're coming into your class and you're supposed to, read something to participate in some kind of discussion and you didn't do it, you look like Boo Boo the Fool. You know what I'm saying? You're that one person that the prof always points out like, excuse me, can you answer this question? And you're just here like,
sir, unfortunately what happened was my laptop broke.
And your teacher's like, oh, you mean the laptop right in front of you, right? You know what I mean? Like, don't do yourself like that. Just do what you're supposed to. And the only way you're going to know what to do is to be organized. Now, some of the things that I recommend is having a calendar, not just a calendar on your phone, y'all, because technology malfunctions, okay? Have a physical calendar. Sometimes people have those big ones that they put up in their rooms and stuff. Other times people have the little, the daily planners and stuff. I love those. I would also encourage you, while you have your digital one on your phone and you also have your physical one that you can keep in your hand or in your room, put one on your laptop. I can't recount the amount of times that maybe I don't think to automatically go to my phone, or maybe I'm even trying to navigate my phone, I can't really find stuff. If I'm able to keep it in like different locations, I can cross-reference a lot easier than relying on just one thing. I think it's a great organizational tip, especially if you're going into a program versus just doing one course. When you open up your laptop, have different folders to organize each course and then divide them up by weeks, because a lot of the times profs and teachers and lecturers will tell you, oh, in week 2, in week 3, they might not necessarily tell you the title. Now, within that folder for that course, within that week, you can also add in what was due that week. I like to personally do, like for that specific course, I like to take the outline and break it down and show all the assignments due, their due dates, and then I even do pre-due due dates, which is basically before the due date that I give for myself, so that in case anything comes last minute, I still have a little window to check things for myself. Now, another organizational tip is also to have a space that you've dedicated for your online classes, for doing your schoolwork and all these things, because if you just do things anywhere and everywhere, wherever it's available, you're kind of always going to feel like you're on the go. It's always going to feel a little bit stressful. But if you know that, hey, once it hits 1 p.m., this is my spot, this is where I'm going to, it helps you kind of put your mind back into student mode. Time management and organization go hand in hand. If you balance your time well and you're organized, then everything will flow. In some of my classes, I saw a lot of people like, oh ma'am, do we need to come to class and stuff? And I was just like, you should be coming to, like, even if she says no, which some of the profs said, it's not mandatory, but we encourage it. No, like, you need to be going to class. First of all, we're paying full tuition. Even though it's distant learning, why are you going to cheat yourself out of the full experience by not going to class? Give yourself a schedule for the day. I know it kind of sounds like, ugh, like I don't really want to schedule my day like that. But if you were actually in school, you would know that you would have to schedule things because you would be commuting, you would be, going to drive somewhere or whatever the case may be. So don't let being in the convenience of your home take you away from, properly organizing your schedule. I have 5 days to submit this assignment. My laptop just crashed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to retrieve all the stuff and get it to her in time. So I'm going to email her ahead of time, not the night before, not the morning of, not right before classes. I'm gonna email her ahead of time so I can give her a heads up and see what my options are. Well, these teachers are also doing things, you know what I mean? They also have lives. Now, if you're somebody that has a lot going on, maybe, you got children, you're in the middle of moving, or a disease, sickness, disability, whatever. All colleges and universities and stuff have some level of accommodation that they have to offer. It's your responsibility to seek it out. But one of the first steps that you can do is actually email your profs and let them know that, hey, I have a little bit of a situation. I'm going to need accommodations. I'm working with the accommodation office, but I just want to let you know, give you a heads up. So in case there are any times I can't show up to class or so on and so forth, this might be the reason why. You might not be the most social person. You probably not out here trying to be everybody's best friend, not that you would be, but I'm specifically talking about building community. One of our mentors came into one of our orientation sessions and told us that they had a WhatsApp group. So we actually created a WhatsApp group. We have people that are good at research. We have people that are good at citations. We have people that are really well versed in this and that. We figure things out on our own. Once you build that community, you guys can actually help each other. You're able to do things like study groups, tutoring groups, and so on and so forth. It is so important that you communicate with your profs before, let's say, you have an issue and you need them to help you sort it out. What this does is it shows them, number one, the type of student that you are, which is a proactive student, but it also gives them a little bit of insight into, let's say, your character, the type of person that you are. This is really important because it gives you an opportunity to, create some kind of small academic relationship with your teachers that can help you in the long run. Self-care is going to be so crucial. It is stressful doing everything online. You need to know when you need to take a break and rest. One of the things that I like to do is I like to actually write. I write a lot of poetry, but a lot of people journal, and journal is a really big relief for people. I also like to do a lot of prayers and meditation with some light music in the background and stuff like that. You need to have people that you can talk to, some of which are in the same position as you, some of which are now out of that position. Maybe they graduated and they were doing an online program, whatever the case may be, and then even some of your peers. I do also do a lot of exercises in my bedroom, and this actually helps me release stress, and it helps me kind of get myself kind of geared up for something. Shoot, give yourself an at-home spa day. Kick up your feet, get them crusty dusties off of your feet, scale it off, paint your nails, give yourself a face mask. Do whatever you need to do to relax. If you as an individual are facing a lot of mental, emotional, psychological weight, it's going to be very difficult for you to be an effective student. I'm pretty sure every school offers a counseling service, and so if you feel like a counseling service is what you need, then go for it. So if you take nothing else from this video, remember, make sure you have good time management skills and organizational skills. Build community with your peers and your profs. And then lastly, self-care. This is last, but it's definitely not least. Make sure you take care of you, and then don't forget to check on others. All right, tubies, well, that brings me to the end of my video. So if you're going back to school, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not going back to school, but you know somebody who's going back to school, share this video. Make sure that they watch it so that they can get some tips that would also help them in their academic journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So until my next video, this is Elspression signing out.